After learning CAD in just a week, I granted myself the permission to spend $4,000 on tools to set up my tiny workshop.
But maybe I don't need to buy them. Holy cow! It worked! I can't believe... Wait, what? A $4,000 charge on my card? Oh, come on!
Now you've done it, you foolish human. There will be consequences.
Today, we're unboxing everything and figuring out where it all goes. No crazy projects today. No overthinking. Just me and some seriously sexy power tools. Let's start with la pièce de résistance, the table saw. And it's not just any table saw, it's the fanciest compact one I could find, imported all the way from Germany. And it's the kind that won't cut off your fingers or your sausage. A saw stop. $1,450 total, including a backup brake. Because you never know. After all, I've never used a table saw before. But why get one for my tiny workshop? Even a compact one is pretty big already. Well, you see, the table saw is the most versatile tool in woodworking. It lets you do rip cuts and cross cuts repeatedly and very precisely. And precision is hell of important in woodworking. If you don't believe me, check out my LED frame video to see what happens when things are not precise enough.
It's so not square at all.
But why the compact version and not the big cabinet one? Well, simply because it wouldn't fit in here. And also because it's 4 times the price. I also bought these push blocks because I like having my 10 fingers. I mean, I need them for writing code and other stuff. I also got a miter gauge and some feather boards. I'm pretty sure I ordered a spare brake and I don't see it anywhere. The shop did forget to send me the brake at first, but they were nice enough to rectify that as soon as I notified them. Oh yeah, I dropped my DJI camera too. Oops. Head first. Ouch. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Luckily, after some research, I found the fix. Apply a healthy dose of dumb brute force. And surprisingly, that actually did the trick. The Osmo Pocket 3 is weirdly strong. Now let me tell you a quick story. For the past 20 years, I've bounced between maker hobbies. Each one adding more tools, more clutter, and bigger backlogs of shame. Woodworking is my latest obsession. And yes, I made the classic beginner mistake. Less than a year in, and I've already dropped $4,000 on big tools. Normally, this is where I burn out in my hobby cycle, right after the big purchase. But this time feels different, because of this channel. Instead of chasing the next shiny hobby, I want to combine all of them. Wooden LED stands for Lego and model kits, fantasy builds, and so much more. And also want to learn new skills along the way. So while it looks like I'm just building a workshop, I'm actually building a place where every nerdy idea I've had for the past 2 decades can finally exist. Anyway, back to the tools, or more precisely, storage for tools. I also got a couple of big tool drawers in an attempt to fight back against the mess this room currently is. Long term, they will move to the storage room as I build up my own, but for now, they'll be lifesaver in terms of organization. Yes, they were pricey. But the last time I went cheap on storage for the workshop, it didn't go well. At all. I'll do Gridfinity eventually. You know, when Bamboo Lab sends me a 3D printer. Until then, those foam inserts will do. And by the way, if you hit subscribe, maybe Bamboo Lab will finally notice me. Thanks for the help. And it'll be a lot more organized than what I got now, which is, remember, a mess. Next up, the miter saw. The one tool someone explicitly told me not to buy in the cat video. And well, I didn't listen. They're technically right, but then I watched a bit too much Taco Woodcraft and suddenly not owning a miter saw just felt wrong. I did go with a smaller model though, and the miter station I'm planning to build will be extremely space efficient. But honestly, I needed this thing, I swear. I've got a ton of framing coming up, for my workbench, for the tool stands, and for the entire wall I'm planning to build in here. Unless I randomly decide to learn welding and make the frame out of metal. After all, termites don't eat metal, do they? So we'll see. She comes here. Sorry, I'm a noob. Good baby. This belt sander I'm now unboxing wasn't technically required, but after having to use my handheld belt sander clamped to my desk for the LED frame, I felt like it will make a good addition to the workshop. We'll see how that goes. Oh, that's good. That's good workout. Disc sander and belt sander. Aww. Isn't this the tiniest, cutest little tool you ever seen? I thought it would be a bit bigger on the picture too. Aww. Look, you can sand and stuff. Cute. Since I started woodworking, dust has been the bane of my existence. It gets everywhere. For handheld tools, I've been using a cheap shop vac with a Cyclone. It works, kinda. But there are way better options out there. If this video gets 1,000 likes or 50 comments containing the word Festool, I'm upgrading to the Festool dust extractor. La crème de la crème, and way too expensive for a vacuum. But I need it. So, please help a nerd out, I guess? Thanks. Ah, my food! Just kidding. I have workbooks. So we good. Just kidding. For the bigger tools like the planner, I needed a real dust collector. Something with a proper 4-inch hose and enough power to keep the room breathable. This one I just bought is a 1 horsepower model, which will hopefully be enough for my tiny shop. So many things to build! And you know I'm starting to lose my mind when I suddenly switch to speaking French. Je crois que la base... Ça va venir plus tard, plus tard, plus tard. And then Thai, for some reason. As I'm building this incredibly advanced but kind of imbalanced vacuum, it's now time for some fun. In my cat video, I said I would give a shout out to a comment, so here it is. But first, I do want to say a huge thank you. The response to that video has been amazing, and I am extremely thankful for all the subscribes, likes, and comments. So as promised, I want to thank Technify82 for the pass and the kind words. I also wanted to feature a failed comment, but apparently you are all way too nice. Which is very suspicious. I thought the internet was a ruthless place, but this is the closest thing to a fail that I got. Yeah, not even that bad or anything, just well, I'm not entirely sure actually. Anyway, it's all good, no need to be sorry. Finally, I got this comment, which actually made me laugh. I asked one of my good friends, who is actually from South Africa, and this was his reply. So I don't know what to make of it. I don't think I do. And my British friends loves to remind me that I have a very French accent. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Sorry about that. Funniest one will get a shout out in the next video, so do your worst. Next up is the planner. Its job is very simple. You feed it a board and it makes the top surface perfectly parallel to the bottom one. But for that to work, one face has to be flat already. No twisted boards allowed. To fix those, you'd normally use a jointer, which is the one big woodworking tool I did not buy. More on that later. Obviously, it won't be in this position when I use it, but for now, you know, I'm just gonna put it here. Just plug it one time and see if it works. Now let's see if it turns on. There's nothing inside. It turns on. It turns on all right. Loud. Cool, that works. The drill press is where I might have messed up a little bit. It wasn't super expensive and ChatGPT pushed me towards a bigger model. I just didn't expect it to be that big or that heavy or that the instructions will be basically non-existent. It's huge! Holy mackerel! I believe this is gonna come out. I feel I've done that before. Why does this move? Holy sh... What the f... Why did I buy such a big one? I thought it was like this high. I don't know. Please tell me if this is wrong. I have no idea how I'm supposed to fix this one to the pinning things. There we go. Let's see what happens if I turn it on. I guess it works. I might watch a video or two about using a drill press and maintaining one, because there's so many things about oils and stuff. I don't know how to. I don't have oils. I mean, olive oil, but that doesn't count. Pretty sure. It does look like it's supposed to come in here. Okay, so right, for example, right now. Oh, it's not bad. Okay, so we still need to try this, that, and that. Because I've already tried the dust collector, the planer, and the drill press. Let's build this up and try it out. By the way, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button so you can watch me potentially regret buying all these tools in the next video. Thank you! It works. Let's try this now. There's nothing on the way. This is loud, but it works. Oh, we even tried this. Cool, it works. Finally, the table saw. My poor hair, but oh well. Alright, I also picked up a router insert plate and a router lift. I still need to build the actual table for it. A proper router table is going to be super handy for smaller pieces. Alright, so turn it on for 1 second because I don't want to lose my ears. Okay, let's try. Yeah, it's pretty damn loud, but it works. That's nice. I guess everything's working. Okay, let's talk about what I didn't buy, starting with the jointer. Sure, there are small benchtop jointers that could fit in this small workshop, but everyone says the same thing. They're not worth it. And a proper jointer would take half of this room. Like literally, I checked. So instead I'm going to get creative and build a couple of jigs for face and edge jointing in the future. And sadly, I didn't get a bandsaw either. It was very close. I really want one. Not just for resawing, but for those sweet curvy cuts. I'll probably just get one when I actually need it, which is likely to be very soon. By the way, links to all the tools are in the description if you want to check them out. Finally, you may have noticed that this room looks very different from my last videos, as in way cooler. That's because I spent an entire day painting the walls black. The coolest color when you've accidentally entered a pack with eldritch creatures after a botched transmutation. So with all the tools and storage, we end up at almost $4,200, a bit more than the advertised 4K, but I needed a round number for a smoother title. I'm sorry. Now I'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you feel about how I spent the budget? What would you have done differently? Feel free to share the list of tools you'd buy if you were just getting started. Seriously, let me know in the comments, I'm genuinely curious, and I'll give a shout out to the coolest setup in the next video.
Wow, it's breathtaking.
And I finally installed the Temu lumber rack I bought months ago. I loaded all my 2x4s onto it and hopefully it holds. Wow, it is strong. Nice. So my old iPhone just dropped, but it looks fine. I am tired. Well, that's it. This is my tiny arsenal of power tools. All squeezed into a 7 square meter room. Which only leaves me with one question. Can I actually use all those power tools safely in a room this small? Well, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for my next video. Because in it, we're firing up everything and cutting some wood. Wish me luck. I think I'm gonna need it.